Hi guys, so today we're talking about two more types of poetry. One is more of a pictorial type way and one is more wordy. So I hope you enjoyed writing your haikus last time. And so this time we're looking at concrete poetry to start. There are two types of concrete poetry. We've looked at both, I've drawn an example of both of them. So the first one, concrete poetry, basically is a type of poetry that looks like the subject you're writing about, okay? So you can either do it one of two ways. You can do it in the shape of the object you're doing it, or you can make the words look like the object itself. Okay, so for this first one, I chose the subject of a gift or a present, and I filled it with all kinds of words that are associated for me when I give a gift. So I said appreciate you, giving warm fuzzy feelings, feelings of thanks, love, and I want to show others I care. So I put all those words inside of a gift, and then those are my poetry. The words don't have to be in sentences, they don't even have to be really connected to each other, it just all has to relate to the topic you're writing about. Okay, and then this other one, I just did a really simple poem where I made the word cat look like a cat. Okay, you can make the word house look like a house. You can make the word apartment look like little apartments, whatever. It's basically a visual representation of what the word is in pictorial form. Okay, there's some examples in your book. There's a really good example of a Christmas tree, and it's filled with all kinds of words associated with a Christmas tree. And then there's one of a giraffe, and it looks like a giraffe and filled with a sentence about a giraffe. Okay, so a couple of examples in here, lots more examples online of concrete poetry as well. So if you're stuck, look at those and recreate one. Okay, it's not cheating to grab a word or an image that somebody's already created and add your own spin to it. Okay, that's what poetry is all about. Okay, so that's concrete poetry. The second type of poetry I want to talk about today is Diamante poetry. This is poetry that is a little more wordy, so we're getting away from the pictures and into the words. This Diamante poetry is named because it resembles a diamond where it has a point on each end and then lots of stuff in the middle. Okay, so a Diamante poem goes from one word to the opposite. Okay, so and in your booklet, I've given you some examples of lots of different Diamante poetry that you can write. I've given you examples of topics because sometimes the topic is the hardest part to come up with. So I chose dog to cat, and I'll talk about this in a second, how to create it, but there's day to night, war to peace, spring to fall, boys to girls, water to land. Okay, so all kinds of different topics in here that you can choose from. So when it comes to a Diamante poem, what you do is you start with the first subject. So I did dog as my first subject. Then you have two adjectives to describe a dog. A dog is, okay, or a tree is, or land is, okay? So a dog is loyal and playful. And then you come up with 4 ing words, action words, verbs that describe a dog. So here I did playing, bouncing, barking, sleeping. Okay, and then the fourth line, the middle line is split. Okay, here's where you're making that transition to the second subject. So the first 2 words are nouns about your first subject, about a dog, and then I am going to switch to my second subject halfway through. So here I wrote ball and yard, because those are 2 things that are all about dogs. Okay, and then the second 2 words are about my second subject, which is cat, opposite of dogs. Okay, mice, catnip. Okay, those are obviously not about dogs. We've now switched to cats. Then the next line is all the ing words. See, I'm repeating. Here are the ing words. Here are more ing words. This one was about dogs. Now it's about cats. Okay, so now these ing words are about cats. They're verbs. Okay, hiding, clawing, purring, loving. You could not be talking about dogs at this point. Okay, obviously you've switched subjects. Then I have 2 nouns. Cats are, or a cat is. And then these are two words to describe cat. Independent, lazy. Not all cats, some cats, but definitely cats in general. And then I end with my opposite word, cat. Okay, so a Diamante poem goes from one subject to the opposite subject. Kind of looks like a diamond, not always in the middle because these ing words tend to be really long, so those lines are a little longer. So you're moving from one subject to the other and ending with the opposite. Try one of the ones from the book. There's lots of examples to read. There isn't any practice sheets for this one, but there are lots of topics all around that you can choose from. Okay, you're going from day to night, water to land, okay, summer to winter. Okay, you can come up with lots of things to do with summer and winter, you know, like biking and swimming, and then for winter, snowboarding and skiing. So there's lots of things that you can do with this poem, and they're really, really fun to try. So try a couple of these, let me know how it goes. And, you know, start with either one, try one, both, all good. Okay, talk to you soon.